let's go, let's go. TikTok, we're live, we're going ready there. If you're watching this on YouTube, awesome stuff. Facebook, stick right here. So in this video, what we want to talk about, the 3 stages of evolution in one's life, right? So we're starting from the evolution of having, the evolution of doing, and then the evolution of being. And it all goes in succinct order. And this may not make sense right now, but as you continue watching this video, it's really going to make sense to you. It's going to cut through the clutter. And this is my desire, that as this video progresses, we might really just unpeel the layers like an onion, slowly but surely unpeeling the layers. And as an onion, we may cry, we may get a little bit of emotional, because you're going to wonder, why didn't anyone tell me this before? Why? And you may shed a tear, but hey, don't worry. I got you covered, okay? I got you covered. I got you covered. So let's start, and let's take it right now. So we're talking about the evolution of being in the space of having, doing, and being. Now, this subject is important because many of us have lived our lives from the first paradigm of having. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the advantages and disadvantages of each stage, and let's go together through each one, and we'll ultimately see how the end result of being is the most important way of living. All right, so if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Randall Mitchell on YouTube, the same on Facebook and Instagram, similar on TikTok too. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Don't be someone all in the bushes just watching the videos and not subscribing. All right, we're almost at the 1,000 mark. We're going to get there before, I predict we're going to get there before the end of September. Before the end of this month, we want to hit 1,000 subscribers. So go ahead and click the button. So let's talk about this. The first paradigm is the paradigm of I always say life is incomplete with dry lips. You can't be talking with dry lips. Otherwise, you're going to be talking dry things, and we don't want to be dry on this one. All right. So the first paradigm is the paradigm of having. And this paradigm says, I have to have possessions in order for my life to be fulfilled. I have to have the nice clothing on in order for me to have some sort of self-worth, have the nice car, have the money in the bank. I have to have. You get that? I've got to have it in order to feel it, in order to manifest it. So that's the first paradigm of having. Let's look at the pros and cons of the paradigm of having. Let's look at the pros. When you have, let's look at the pros right now, because there is pros to both, to all 3 stages. The paradigm of having and the pros of having is, number 1, you get to work on your action muscles. The muscles that says, I don't want to do it right now, but I'm going to do it anyway because I have to have this, right? So you build up that action muscle, which is really important, especially in this day and age with all the vices that we have with social media, with alcohol, with drugs, all putting us in a sedative state, all putting us in that state. And you and I both know that's exactly what society wants from us. Society wants us to be in a derp state where we are just derping around and allowing them to manipulate us by professional marketers, by professional salespeople that can take you from your agenda into theirs. Can you see that trap? When they can derp you, when they can put you in a derp state, in a state of where your will is no longer active, they can now sell you so quickly. And you wonder, why are there 3 Amazon packages coming tomorrow? What did I just do? Huh? I found myself in that state, being on Amazon. It's just so easy, just a couple of clicks. Jeff Bezos, if you're watching this, why did you make it so easy for us to purchase online, huh? Self-control, my man, self-control. So that's the first pro. You work that action muscle, which is important, as we explained, especially with what they're trying to do with us. Another pro of being in that have state is where typically everyone, because you have it, and if you have some sort of heart, the people around you will have it as well. You will share the wealth. So there's benefit because people that's with you, they also now get the fruits of your labor, which is good because you want to live a comfortable life. You want to live a life where if you want something, you can have it. Straight up. And on this note, just a side caveat, don't let anyone let you know and shame you for wanting to be comfortable in this life, especially when it comes to material stuff. Don't let anyone say, hey, why are you living in a place that has an ocean view? Huh? Why? Why are you eating such good food? Huh? Why do you have a bed to sleep on? Huh? Why do you have toilet paper to... Okay, we're exaggerating right there, but you know what I'm trying to say? Don't let anyone shame you, especially for the toilet paper. That's critical. Okay, that's critical. So there's pros to the have paradigm. Let's look at the cons. Let's look at the flip side of it. When you're in a state of having, this is essentially saying, in order for me to have confidence, true confidence, inner confidence, I have to have the latest Prada shades on. I have to have the Gucci belt. I can't go out tonight if I don't have my Gucci belt on, because if I don't have it on, I'm not going to feel confident. I can't make friends if I don't have my Rollie on. Have you met people like that? Have you met people like that that has to have a certain outfit on in order to feel confident? I'm not going to lie, when back in the day, when I was in my nightlife era, there was a particular outfit that I used to wear. When I look back at this and I'm like, wow, Randall, wow. So this outfit was, you know those wedding outfits that it's like a white shirt, a black pants, and what do they call it? Those things that you can stretch. It's like the black thing that you put over here that keeps your belt. If you know what I'm talking about, let me know. It's that thing that you put over suspenders, something like that. It's called suspenders. And I had this open collar white shirt, almost like a wedding vibe, white shirt. It almost looked like I came from a bachelor party or some vibe like that. And whenever I went out, I always got good responses because that was the outfit, right? But little do we know that, and looking back at it in hindsight, it wasn't necessarily the outfit that got me the responses. It was the confidence that came with me putting on that outfit, that I thought came with that outfit. And I had to have that in order to have that confidence. Of course, that outfit is no longer there because, when you move from city to city, you throw so much things away because you don't want to be traveling with a lot of clothing, right? So now it's very minimalist. Now I'm sitting with 5 pairs of underwear, 5 pairs of t-shirts, 5 pairs of this. Very simple living right now, very simple. Even this I got to get rid of because, actually no, I don't have to get rid of this. We can keep this. We don't have to go so extreme. But I'm coming to the point of with having the cons of when the material goods is gone, your self-esteem and your confidence is gone too. That's a one negative. Another negative of being in that having mentality is where everything is just so competitive when you're in that having mentality. Because now you're always comparing yourself. Like you've got some cool clothing on and you're full of confidence, but now you see someone else with something else that's maybe more expensive or looks better, and now you're comparing yourself, and all of a sudden your confidence drops because I'm no longer the man that looks cool because there's somebody else in the area that, you know what I mean? So that's the having paradigm. And this can go in many different areas also. Similar to when being in the having paradigm, it's all about the show, right? It's all about the front. Like I've got to have a 15 out of 10 Playboy model, supermodel on my arm. Why? Because I have to have that in order for my self-esteem to be full and fulfilled, right? So that's the having paradigm. Let's shift over to, now once you've gravitated from the having paradigm, you then gravitate towards and elevate, and you get promoted to now the doing paradigm. The doing paradigm says that I need to do and I need to work, I need to do things in order for me to feel fulfilled. So for example, I need to go to the gym. Now this is this one hit home for me because this is right up my alley. I need to go to the gym every day because if I don't go every day, I'm not going to feel fulfilled. I'm not going to feel proud of myself as a man if I don't go every day. I have to do something in order to feel fulfilled. You see how that analogy is? It's all this, it's everything that you're doing, it comes from a space of, I need to do this in order for me to feel fulfilled. Now let's look at the pros of this. The pros of this is, number one, you have and you generate an insane work ethic, which many people admire you for because they're like, this person just is so focused and know where he or she is going. And their work ethic is so awesome. I wish I can have that work ethic. That's phenomenal because, especially in this society, work ethic with the 4-hour work week, the lay on the beach, digital nomad lifestyle, the, a click of a button and money appears with the whole internet and online space has really been blown out of proportion and it's pushed the narrative of, no need to work anymore. However, with a doing paradigm, they are gas to the metal. They are full force. Let's do our thing. Let's wake up early. Let's go to bed late. That's the doing paradigm, which is a phenomenal work ethic exercise. However, the cons with the doing is many a times you are burnt out. And maybe you find yourself in this situation now where you feel burnt out because you've been running like a rat on a hamster wheel, doing this, doing that, doing this, and there's no focus. My brother introduced me, or actually reminded me of a book that he's currently reading called The One Thing. And that book really proposes and really pushes the idea that with extreme focus, you're able to get much more done as opposed to multitasking. And I had to experience this myself, especially with this online space, where when I started Driven Daily in 2023, November 14th, I wanted to be everywhere. So I started out, I had the podcast on Spotify, on Apple Music. I had the YouTube channel. I was focusing on Instagram, had my TikTok going, had my Facebook going. Oh my Lord. Was I not in a space of running myself thin, getting burnt out? Maybe you find yourself in this space too, where you are doing because you feel like I have to do this in order for me to feel fulfilled internally. And also too, on the other hand, on the practical hand, to be able to be effective in this 3D world. And I've come to realize, and with mentors online like Sam Ovens, mention that focus is so much more important, where now what I'm doing is I'm just focusing on one platform, one major platform, which is YouTube, right? Any other thing is just gravy. Of course, we're going live on TikTok right now, but my main focus now is growing the YouTube channel. And I'm much more focused doing this, because now everything is just going towards building this one platform. Anything else is just gravy, but this one platform is that we want to grow right now. We're growing this to 1,000. We're going to do this before the end of September. So I've got high hopes for that. So that's the doing platform, the doing paradigm. Now we come from the having. We spoke about the pros and cons there. We spoke about the doing, we spoke about the pros and cons over there. Now we've graduated to the being, and this one is so key. If you're watching this right now live here on a TikTok, major salute to you. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment. And if you have made it up until this part of the video, whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, a major salute to you. It just means that you gravitate towards this and you're getting some kind of value, which I know you are. Come on. So let's talk about the having, or rather the being. And this is the paradigm that the personal development space, the spiritual space, is really big on. Why? Because being says, I don't need to have, I don't need to do in order for me to feel fulfilled. What being really says is that I am so connected with my Creator. Because of that connection, I'm whole inside. Because of that connection, I'm fulfilled inside. Because of that connection, there's no lack inside. And being simply says, I am doing, I am having out of a whole space. Can you see the shift? Can you see the energy shift from being and doing to, or rather from having to doing to being? Now, many of us want to skip steps. However, in order for us, and I've realized this in my own life, in order for this to be very effective, in order for the being perspective to be effective, we've got to be proficient, at least proficient, whether or not it's 100%, but at least 80% in the previous two. So having a solid work ethic, which is the doing, having a solid having, which is being able to acquire resources here on this physical world. If we are 80% in doing, in having, then being would be so much more powerful. Because the challenge is, when we skip the steps, doing and having, and we want to go straight to being, now all of a sudden, the trap, and I'm not saying everyone falls in this trap, but a majority of people fall in this trap where we get into a state of apathy. And apathy is essentially a term that means you just don't care about anything anymore because you are so enlightened. You are so connected to your source. And this is the trap that a lot of people fall into, because now all of a sudden they don't want to work because they feel like, hey, I'm just going to manifest it by thinking. Or on the other hand, they say, I don't care about material possessions because all that matters is me feeling fulfilled inside. And at the end of the day, you find yourself homeless, on unemployment, living on a beach, surfing all day, eating watermelon. That actually sounds really good. Actually, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind trying that out, especially being on the beach, surfing, eating watermelon. But you know what I mean? Can you see how dangerous it can be when you skip these steps? Now, maybe you are sitting here and you're saying, Randall, currently, I may not have the wealth that I desire. I may not have the work ethic that I know I should have. What should I do? Should I go into should I focus on being? This is what I'll share with you. Yes, focus on being. Focus your relationship to your creator. Focus on the self-love aspect, your self-esteem aspect. A good book is Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. It's talking about your self-esteem and how important it is, Maybe I'll do a video specifically on that book. So if you don't have the previous two, focus on the being, where now you focus on, healing the past trauma, healing, incidences that happen that is still currently in your heart and in your mind. Focus on that, but simultaneously, and this is the key, simultaneously. And the reason why I'm saying simultaneously is because many times what people would do is people would focus on their inner healing at the expense of not focusing on other areas of their lives simultaneously. And the trap can potentially be is you focusing on your inner healing, and because you are so wrapped up in spirituality and your inner healing, you now get wrapped up in that, and it's hard for you to change and shift gears because you are so wrapped up in it. The key to life, and I've realized this recently, and this is a big proponent that I'm going to be pushing in my own life and also to us here online, is that you have to work on every area of your life simultaneously. You've got to do it, because otherwise you run the risk of going down one lane and the other parts of your life suffer. So I can't be going to the gym 24/7, but I'm broke and my relationships are suffering. Or I can be focusing on making money on my laptop all day long and I forget to eat healthy and forget to exercise. Or I'm chatting with my girlfriend 24/7 and I've got a loving relationship, but I forget that, hey, babes, we've got to get our steps in for the day, or we got to focus on finances. Otherwise, we're going to be both living on that beach, surfing all day, eating watermelon, which, to be frank with you, is sounding so much enticing. You see, people then would say, how is that possible, Randall? One word: time management. Because people have sometimes the excuses of, I don't want to become rich because I don't want to, get out of shape, because whenever I see rich people, I see them all out of shape. That was a reason of their time management wasn't focused on. They didn't manage their time properly. You can have it all. You literally can. It's a matter of a lot of things, and maybe it's me really simplifying this, which is a bit more of a complex subject. But a big proportion of it is time management. When you manage your time properly, when you schedule all the important areas of your life and you schedule it, you intentionally prioritize it, it is possible. So that is being. So today we spoke about the three different paradigms, all right? Having, doing, and now being, and how important being is. And if you're not currently doing and having, focusing on the being, but making sure that you simultaneously do it with the doing and the having. I hope this made sense. My desire really is that as you watch these videos, you come out of the paradigm that you're currently in, and you shift into a higher vibration state where you no longer get bogged down by the frivolous things anymore. Because when you get bogged down by the frivolous things, you're now in a low vibration state. Anyone can knock you off your square. I want you to really prioritize and really make it an intentionality of yours to really focus on making sure that you stay in that high vibe. No? Remember this, having, doing, but ultimately being is where you want to be. So when you do and when you have, you're coming out of a space of being whole and feeling complete. Make sense? If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. And remember that this is going to be a transformative year for you. Make sure that you believe this. Let's not wait until the new year comes. Let's transform now so that when the new year comes, it's not even the new year anymore. New year can start right after you've watched this video. The new revolution way of thinking, it's a new year revolution. Let it start right now after this video. But hey, I'm going to go make me some post-workout action right now. We're going to do some egg action, and then we're going to crack out some more videos after this. So otherwise, remember, we're not here just to survive, but we are here to thrive. And until next time, peace.